Every year, Americans pour billions of dollars into the stock market, hoping that the numbers on the screen will multiply and protect their future. But did you know there's an investment that offers even higher returns, is safer, and is never affected by a recession? It's your garden. No, I'm not talking about planting a few tomato plants every summer. I'm talking about perennial plants, those food production machines that you only need to plant once, and they will keep producing for 10, 20, even 50 years. Every year, they churn out hundreds of dollars worth of food, completely free, without you ever having to replant. Today, I'm going to show you the 10 perennial plants most worth investing in. And stick around until the end, because the plant at number 2 won't just give you free food for 30 years, it can also clone itself, a true money-printing machine of nature. Number 10. Asparagus, the 20-year investment. Let's start with the king of perennial vegetables. Asparagus is not a plant for those in a hurry. You'll have to wait 2 to 3 years for your first harvest. But once it starts producing, it will keep doing so for a solid 20 years, sometimes even longer. Let's do a little math. A mature asparagus plant can yield about half a pound per year. With the average supermarket price at about $4 a pound, and often up to $10 a pound at high-end stores, a bed of 20 plants will save you about $40 every year. Multiply that by 20 years, and you've saved $800 from an initial investment of just a few dozen dollars. Asparagus grows best in USDA zones 3 to 8. It needs full sun and well-drained soil. A little tip: don't harvest in the first or second year. Let the plant develop a strong root system, and it will repay you many times over in the years to come. Number 9. Rhubarb, the vegetable of patience, the flavor of fruit. If you love baking pies, making jams, or whipping up desserts, then rhubarb is an investment you can't pass up. Botanically, it's a vegetable, but in the kitchen, its tart stalks are famously used as a fruit, hence its beloved nickname, the pie plant. Rhubarb is one of the easiest perennials to grow. It's virtually pest-free, requires little care, and can thrive in the same spot for 15 to 20 years. A single mature rhubarb plant can give you 5 to 10 pounds of stalks every year. And here's a fun fact: rhubarb is one of the very first things to emerge in the spring, when most other plants are still waking up. It's like an early dividend paid out at the start of the year. Rhubarb grows best in USDA zones 3 to 8, and it actually needs a cold winter to truly thrive. Number 8. Walking onion, the self-replicating bank. This is one of the strangest and smartest plants on our list. The Egyptian walking onion gets its name from the unique way it reproduces. Instead of just flowering and making seeds, it grows tiny baby onion bulbs right at the top of its stalk. These little bulbs get heavier and heavier until the whole cluster bends over and roots itself a short distance away from the mother plant. Year after year, it literally walks across your garden. This means you only need to buy a few starter bulbs once, and you'll have an endless, free supply of green onions and bulbs forever. It thrives in USDA zones 3 to 10, meaning almost anyone in America can grow it. Number 7. Sorrel, free lemon flavor. Sorrel is one of the least known but most valuable perennial greens. It's one of the first things to pop up in the spring, often before the snow has even finished melting. And its flavor, a bright, tangy, lemony taste, is something you simply can't find in any other leafy green. Sorrel is incredibly easy to grow as a perennial. It thrives in USDA zones 3 to 9, tolerates partial shade, and will faithfully return year after year with absolutely no effort from you. A fresh bundle of sorrel at a farmer's market might cost you $3 or $4, but with a single plant in your garden, you can have it for free every single day. Number 6. Jerusalem artichoke, the lazy person's potato. Don't let the name fool you. Jerusalem artichokes have nothing to do with artichokes and didn't come from Jerusalem. They are a type of native North American sunflower, and they produce underground tubers that taste sweet and nutty, just like water chestnuts. This is one of the easiest plants on the planet to grow. In fact, once you plant it, you'll likely never be able to get rid of it completely. Every tiny tuber you miss in the soil will become a new plant next year. It thrives in USDA zones 2 to 9, meaning it can survive almost anywhere. Nutritionally, Jerusalem artichokes store their energy as inulin, a soluble fiber that's incredibly beneficial for your gut microbiome rather than starch. It's the perfect food for anyone watching their blood sugar. And the yield? A small patch can give you dozens of pounds of tubers every year.
Number 5. Horseradish. Free heat. Horseradish is one of the easiest perennial spices you can grow. Once you plant it, you have it forever. It's so hard to get rid of, in fact, that many people treat it like an invasive weed. But for food lovers, it's a gold mine. Freshly grated horseradish has a powerful, fiery heat that blows away anything you'd buy in a jar. And the price at the store, about $4 to $5 for a tiny jar, makes growing your own a huge saving. It thrives in USDA zones 4 to 8, needing full sun and well-drained soil. One warning: plant it in a container or an isolated spot, because once it takes root, it will spread. Number 4. Garden sage, the perennial spice. This is an investment that almost every home cook in America should have. Garden sage is a true perennial shrub that will give you its aromatic, savory leaves for many years. It's drought-tolerant, sun-loving, and asks for almost nothing once established. Just think about the economics. A small plastic pack of a few fresh sage sprigs at the supermarket costs about $2 to $3. But with a single bush in your garden, you can walk outside and pick fresh leaves year-round for free. It's not only an essential herb in Italian and Mediterranean cooking, but also a traditional medicine, and its beautiful purple flowers attract bees and butterflies, pollinating the rest of your garden for you. It thrives in USDA zones 4 to 10. Number 3. Blueberry, the berry of wealth. Did you know that blueberries are one of the most expensive berries in the supermarket? A single pint of fresh blueberries can set you back $4 to $6, and even more in the winter. But a mature blueberry bush can give you 5 to 10 pounds of fruit every single year. Let's run the numbers. One bush gives you 7 pounds of berries a year. At roughly $6 per pound, that's $42 saved each year. And a blueberry bush can live and produce fruit for 30 to 50 years. That's over $1,200 of savings from an initial $20 investment. Blueberries grow best in USDA zones 3 to 7, and they need acidic soil. If your soil isn't acidic enough, just plant them in a pot with an ericaceous compost. Number 2. Comfrey, the living fertilizer factory. And we've arrived at number 2, the plant I promised you. Comfrey is not a food crop, though the young leaves are edible. Its true incredible value lies in the fact that it's a living fertilizer factory. Comfrey has a deep taproot system that can plunge 10 feet into the earth, mining minerals and nutrients from soil layers that other plants can't reach. When you cut its leaves and use them as mulch around your other plants, you're releasing a massive amount of potassium, nitrogen, and phosphorus, the 3 essential nutrients all plants need. This means you can stop buying fertilizer. A single mature comfrey plant can be cut 3 to 4 times a year, producing a huge amount of rich green biomass each time. And it will keep doing this for 20 years or more. Comfrey thrives in USDA zones 4 to 9 and is almost pest-free. But a word of warning: once you plant it there, it is extremely hard to remove, so choose your location wisely. Number 1. Moringa, the tree of life. And finally, we reach the throne, the number 1 spot. Moringa, often called the tree of life, and for good reason. It contains over 90 nutrients, including 7 vitamins, 18 amino acids, and 46 different antioxidants. Its leaves have 7 times the vitamin C of oranges, 4 times the vitamin A of carrots, 4 times the calcium of milk, and 3 times the potassium of bananas. But that's just the nutritional value. The economic value is even more staggering. Dried moringa leaf powder sells for $20 to $30 per pound in health food stores. A single mature moringa tree can yield 10 to 20 pounds of fresh leaves each year. Moringa grows best in USDA zones 9 to 11, but it can be grown in a large pot and brought indoors for the winter in colder climates. It is incredibly fast-growing, capable of reaching 15 feet in just 1 year, and it's nearly carefree once established.
10 plants. 10 investments that never lose their value. They don't care if the stock market is up or down. They aren't shaken by financial crises. All they need from you is a little soil, a little water, and a little patience. And then, year after year, they will silently get to work, multiplying and paying you dividends in the form of the freshest, most nutritious food money can't even buy. While everyone else is anxiously watching the flashing numbers on a screen, you'll be walking out to your garden, harvesting a handful of blueberries and a bundle of sage with a smile on your face. Because you'll know you've invested in the most important thing of all, self-reliance. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.